Hey, Kristin.
Rolling. Yo.
Someone went to Christmas Con this weekend, am I right?
Somebody went to Christmas Con.
I'd love to hear about it, but first we have to transition.
It's been a long, exhausting day. Your troubles just won't go away. One thing that gets you through these is watching cheesy holiday movies. You think that you're above them, but you know that you love them. So get ready to listen. Now here comes Kevin and Kristin. Oh yeah.
Yay!
Yay.
And Mike.
Back.
And Mike.
Mike's back again. I am one of your hosts, Kristin Finger of Remark. We're back, baby. And this is...
I am another one of your hosts, Kevin Reagan of Remark. We're back, baby. And this is...
A stage manager they suckered into giving their opinions and committing at least 4 to 8 hours of their weekend. Actually, really only 6.5 hours, and then at least an hour and a half of commercials and promotions for upcoming shows. I'm Mike, everybody. I'm excited to be here with Kevin and Kristin of Remark.
Mike, have you gotten your Ace hardware card yet? I think we automatically all got them.
I discovered this weekend, so this is my second weekend watching Remark, and I discovered this weekend if you record them beforehand in the app, you can skip all the commercials, and oh my gosh, it's a whole different experience.
It's a very different experience.
I felt very like last week, I was like, this is just dragging on, and then this week I was like, oh, this is moving faster, and it's because I skipped the 20 minutes of commercial breaks, so
it's more than 20. If you DVR them, they all say 90 minutes. And then you have to fast forward through the commercial still, but 90 minutes.
Anyway.
It's bad. It's bad. You know what's not bad?
What?
Yes.
Christmas Con!
Oh, look at that.
Oh, I don't know. I just made some new friends this weekend, aka star of many Hallmark films. Andrew Walker was one of them. I do have to share really quickly. Everyone was taking very hey, and hug pictures. And I was like, that's not really my style. I've also gone to so many Comic-Cons where you just go with creative ideas, right? So I came with this idea, was this beautiful prom pose. So I shook his hand. I was like, hi. And just so you know, this sweater choice of his, he knew what he was doing. When he breathed in and out, his abs just showed and it was ridiculous. So shook his delightful hand, said my name. He introduced himself. And I said, would you like to do a silly picture? And he said, absolutely. I said, want to do a prom pose? And he went to be the big spoon. And I said, no. I'm the big spoon. I manhandled him for a second, spun him around. Awesome. And then I did a consent check and I was like, is this okay? And he's like, absolutely. I was like, okay. Because I just realized that I touched a person that may not be comfortable with that.
Always ask for consent. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There's also a local con crew employee that's now fired for letting this happen. So you're welcome. Someone.
Oh my God, they were so worried. They're like, we saw her Vax card, right? We saw her Vax card. Holy crap!
Look at how cute this weekend was. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So anyway, my friend Sarah Blask, also Remark's #1 fan, came with me to Christmas Con. Nice. I didn't want to post any pictures of her in case she was like, what did you do? So these are all of me looking dumb. This is me with a penguin. This is me at the end of the day. Sarah and I bought each a bag of popcorn and a pink lemonade to do the hour ride home back to Philly.
Are they your keys in your hand?
Yes.
Your keys? Well, how many doors do you go through, lady?
I work for 2 theaters.
I know
Are you
do.
kidding me?
I know you do.
This is me with a really creepy gingerbread man. And this is me with a really giant tree that actually Jonathan Bennett lit this tree on Friday night. It was his job to do the tree lighting.
That's fine.
So
that's fine.
Those were great times, but you know what the best time was?
I guess just that. We're done this segment.
No.
We're not yet.
My finger is trembling just even getting to this next picture.
I think we all know, if you're a remarker, you know this moment. Look at the joy on my face. I was so excited to meet the Tyler Hines. I have such respect for this man. he was so warm and kind because like you have to wait in the line for a little bit, and just getting to watch him talk to every single person. What a genuinely nice and just like kind person. And like actually makes eye contact with people and like stops and listens. Like,
in fairness, Andrew Walker tried to make eye contact and you spun him around.
I feel like I'm going to have some sort of
Hold on a second. I happen to notice there, Kristin, if I'm not mistaken, Tyler Hines is wearing a crisp white shirt.
Kevin, thank you so much for noticing that. I about lost my damn mind because I was like, did he know I was coming?
Yeah.
Did he know I was going to be here? I also put my name in for a raffle to win one of the suits that he wore in the shows. I didn't win. I didn't win because they would have contacted me yesterday. I didn't win.
But you did win, Kristin, especially when we see some of these upcoming photos. Yeah, come on.
Yes. So I paid for the photo op combo, so I got to meet and greet and then get an autograph. And Big Jim, the bodyguard for him, took this photo of us. Big Jim was very nice. Should I share now? No, show the next one. So then, of course, this is the next one.
So great. Yeah. This is you too? Did you concoct
Okay, so this was my idea. I said, so all these women were going in and hugging him and, this and that. I was like, it's very sweet. So I walk in, I was like, hey. And he's like, hey, because we had met earlier. Of course, you remembered me. You're welcome. And I was like, do you want to do a fun one? I was like, I'd love to redo. And I brought up the picture and he was of what I wanted to redo. And I was like, but you're going to be her and I'm going to be you. And he was like, oh my God, let's go. And he just did that. He went right into it. And so please, Mike, show what photoshopping skills.
So good.
I'm an idiot. It's really good.
It really is so good. And was retweeted or re-Instagram posted by the Tyler Hines.
He commented on it.
Commented on it.
I hearted his comment.
I mean, it just was a heart fest all around. But the big deal, and I don't know, do you have the video? Are we showing this video? Is that possible? Should I just talk about it?
Remark fans, exclusive. Right now, we have a very important video to show that will hopefully lead to a potentially exciting announcement coming up. Are we ready to roll the clip?
Please roll
that clip.
Okay, roll the clip.
Part of the show that reviews all of your videos. We're called Remark. My friend and I do it. We tag you in everything. I'm not going to say that. But yeah, it's delightful. We do all the Hallmark stuff, and we do a bunch of Marvel stuff too. So absolutely, I would love it. How would I do that?
The acoustics in there are terrible, but he said, "Can I be on the show?"
What? So here he is. Bring him on screen, Mike. Tyler Hines.
Oh, he's in the waiting room.
Ooh, he got tired. You know what? He's upset that you did not also manhandle him the way you manhandled Andrew Walker. And he is. We will work on that. We'll work on that. The best part is he told us how to get him, which we did cut off because
we cut
you
that
don't
off.
need to know.
You don't need to know. But I emailed them today because it's to his agent or his booking person. So we shall see if we get a response. If we do not, we will just keep playing this video over and over again.
I have a couple quick questions. Chris would send us pictures of different people she would see in the wild. There are a lot of in the wild photos. Yeah. Our dear friend Danica McKellar, if you missed out last season, you can go back and see where we had Danica McKellar on the episode. She was there. Did you see anybody else, Chris? That maybe
oh my goodness, I saw everyone. I literally everyone. I saw Jonathan Bennett and his fiance James. I follow him and Jonathan on Instagram, and they are amazing for just the queer community. So James walked out of Jonathan's booth, and I was like, there was some sort of like confidence monster inside of me Saturday. So I just was like, hi. And I was like, my name's Kristin. I just want to say thank you to you. And I would just basically let them know that I followed them and thank them for being such all-stars in the queer community, because it just was such a light being shined on the community. And he hugged me for that. I don't have a picture with him, but it did happen. Sarah's proof that it happened. And I also saw Wes Brown. I saw Luke McFarland, who had a recent knee injury. So he was on a little cane. He was moving a little slow, ice in his knee. I saw Ashley Williams.
Oh, did you? I feel
even,
like Ashley Williams would hang with us. I really do.
She was wearing the cutest green pants,
Yeah.
and her booth was sort of shutting down. And so I didn't want to pay the like $45 to go say hi to her. So I just yelled, "I love your pants." And she just said, "Thank you."
Yep.
So
Ashley Williams and her husband are very involved in Pennsylvania politics and turning the state blue. So Ashley Williams is good.
Sweet.
I saw.
Hey, fans, put your favorite person
yes.
that Kristen just said in the chat below.
Yeah.
Out of the people, who are you the most
any,
jealous that Kristen saw?
Yeah. I saw Tia from Tia and Tamara.
You did.
I saw Melissa Joan Hart, Joey Lawrence. These were all from.
How about I got a couple. Did you see Alicia Witt?
Yes. Kevin, I walked right by her because they just walk them out. Yeah. It's not like Comic-Con where
you didn't say my friend Kevin's a big fan. That's fine.
I didn't say it. I'm so sorry.
Did you by any chance see Katrina Law?
No, she was not there.
Okay. My reason for asking is I would like to talk to her or Carlo Marx because they were both in Christmas with the Darlings. I pulled that right out of this noggin. That is hard to do. And again, I want to go back to that era of the scary snowman and what the hell that was about.
That's what I felt when I saw that gingerbread man. In the picture. I was like, oh God, it's him again. But then I was like,
Mike,
wait, that was a snowman.
Mike, in a movie called Christmas with the Darlings, there is a scene where they walk by this snowman and the snowman turns around very menacingly. And I slowed it down and kept playing it over and over. But when I posted last year on Instagram, people went crazy saying, yes, I saw it too. And it really upset me. So,
And also, Kevin, guess who else I saw?
Who?
Ryan Pavey.
Oh, no. I know. You sent the one picture out. And I was like, oh, Pavey wavy.
Saw him. I because it was so easy to walk up to everybody's booth and just look at them creepily.
These were 19 out of 20 people who were not in any of the films that we're about to review this week on Remark, everybody.
What? We're moving on? All right.
No, I think that's so cool that you went to that. I know it's a fun thing for all the fans of all the not even Hallmark Lifetime holiday movies. I know with like Melissa Joan and stuff like that. So it
was really fun.
Congrats.
Thank you. It was a very fun day. Shall we review some movies?
Let's review. Let's talk about the first movie we all watched on Friday night at 8:00, and that would be. That's not the one.
Oh, sorry, I got to.
A Dickens of a Holiday.
I'm really trying to push this forward here.
I know. Yeah, Mike's a great stage manager. He's all about Chris and I's going to take our sweet time. I will say this too. It was Mike is the reason we have Twitter now because I was like, let's not do Twitter. Yeah. And I mean, Mike is absolutely right. Mike was tweeting live throughout all of A Dickens of a Holiday, and Julie Sherman Wolfe, who wrote the movie, was constantly engaging with Mike. So kudos to you, Mike Gregorio.
Kudos, Mike. Kudos. I really enjoyed
I had fun.
it. I didn't realize how much fun it was to live tweet because I did it on Saturday night and a little last night. And there's so many people that just immediately reply to you. It's really fun to ask questions. They immediately reply. So we'll keep that up.
The problem is people sometimes hate tweet. And like, again, we've talked about this before. Chris and I never come at this from and now Mike, we don't come at it from the let's hate watch these things. Some of these are going to be bad. That's just that's inevitable. There are 41 movies. Some of them are going to be bad. You can make the argument a lot of them or most of them are going to be bad, but that happens. But if you go in with like an open mind, they're fun and it's a fun jaunt for a night.
Yes.
So this particular night, Mike.
No, I was just gonna say everyone on Twitter was super sweet. It rained, and I was being a little like snarky from like a loving perspective, not in like a dissing on it perspective. You know what I mean? Because I actually was enjoying the film, which we'll talk about. And everyone was having fun retweeting and liking and throwing up like their own things. And then Chris and I thought your approach was awesome too, of being like more like really like self-referential live, like actual live tweeting to things that were happening. And so it's a lot of fun. We're happy.
It's fun.
Yeah.
So this one featured Brooke D'Orsay as Cassie Pruitt, rather. Christopher Palala as Jake Dorsey, who fans of our Hallmark for Hawkeye or Loki, if you're a comic book fan, might recognize him from another film Good. There it is. I can't get this over my. I don't want to break it. It's my daughter's tiara. But yeah, if you remember, he was the body switch double in, which is still a creepy
It's so
story.
creepy. I feel so bad for this dude. He was so violated.
Look at him. His face. He does look like he does not know what's going on. This is very messed up. Move on. I can't even look at this picture.
I can't even look at it.
It's very disturbing.
Dickens.
So this is to make the 100th anniversary of her hometown's Victorian Festival a success. Cassie invites action movie star and former high school classmate Jake to play Scrooge in A Christmas Carol. So this is their hometown of Dickens, which is Mike, you posted a gorgeous piece about how Charles Dickens did not like Ohio, and
apparently he took a very historic trip. And this actually is because I started because I was like, is this a real town in America that does a Victorian celebration? Because there's so many of those types of towns in America, and turns out there 100% is, and it's because of Dickens' journey through it. Even though he quoted, articles that he hated Ohio.
I think it's hilarious.
Yeah,
it's amazing. I will say that I did receive my Ace Hardware card in the mail already from just simply watching this film.
nice.
Yeah.
They normally, have we seen an Ace like that much in these?
No.
I don't remember, because I know Balsam Hill, of course, but not Ace. I was like, wow.
I mean, this was big time because they were at an Ace multiple times. They showed the outside. Every delivery of every piece of equipment to the actual theater was someone wearing an Ace smock. Jake rather worked at Ace when he was in high school. So, but they did make it that it's like the town, the town hardware store. And it's like, I mean, I love my Ace hardware store, to be quite honest with you. I love
great. No, they're the best places to go actually get paint because they'll spend the time with you to actually choose. Ace, please sponsor us.
Ace, we'll take anybody. No.
So I started a Bah Humbug count at the top of this movie.
Oh my God, I'm glad you did. Okay.
I will admit that at 12, I just stopped counting.
All right. 12 days of Christmas, you give up on the Bah Humbugs.
I just was like, okay, we get it. We know what we're doing. But can you imagine being poor Christopher? Or is it Christoph or Christopher?
I think it is it Christopher? I think it's Christopher.
It's just spelled beautifully. But can you imagine him looking through his script? When there's a line that I have in a script that I have to say multiple times, it resets my brain and then I lose track of where I am in the script.
Yeah.
But I lost count at 12. But you know what I didn't lose count on is that this star, Jake Dorsey, is on number 3 of the Throttle series.
Oh yeah, he is. Yes, he definitely is.
I need to see those now. I'm assuming they're a very Fast and Furious movie type.
Kristin, do the right thing, or it's the last thing you'll do.
I was picturing Fast and Furious, or Jack Reacher, or or even John, not John Wick, but even a Mission Impossible. But what made me think most of were the for whatever reason were the parodies in Tropic Thunder. Tug Stevers, whatever his name was. They knew they were making parody movies, and what actually drew me into this movie to start. I was like, oh, they're having fun with it. Why not? You know what I mean? I'm in. Yeah.
That's the nice part about what this movie was, I mean, Jack, the whole point was he wanted to do this movie, this dramatic piece that his mother loved the book, and it was called Dune. Oh, no, it was called The Dunes of, I forget the title, actually, but they kept saying Dunes, and I was like, talk about Dune. This is my movie. But, his agent was awful, and she wasn't going to bat for him. His assistant, however, was the guy. His assistant, Ben, played by a fella, but I don't think I gave you a picture for that, Mike, but whatever. That's Nathan.
But I just want to note, how tall is this guy? Look, he is so tall. Yeah. And I don't, she's in heels.
Well, she's behind him, but yeah, absolutely.
Oh, he's tall. So he gets to the town, and I think what was quite lovely about this movie was we learned that there was a parallel between Scrooge and Jake, where that Jake was not really the nicest to his family because of the wealth that he got from becoming a superstar, and therefore his brother was just mad at him all the time. And ironically, they made the parallel perfect by making his nephew be the one that actually played Tiny Tim. So it was he played Tiny Tim in essentially both roles of his life.
Yes. Yeah, that was fantastic.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
We did have this to contend with, Mike, if you want to be ready with it. Part of the problem was his brother Craig and Jake, they were missing something in this story because their mother was, in fact, dead.
That's right, everyone. It's time for a dead mom alert. Hallmark movies often have dead moms. I wasn't sure how I was going to play that, but yeah.
That was really, it was like a WWE.
I was inspired by Jake Dorsey and his action films.
Yeah, so there are a lot of things going on with this movie. I did want to point this trope out, because dead mom's a trope, obviously, we talk about in Hallmark movies. Chris and I are in love with the ladder trope, where you climb a ladder, hopefully fall into the arms of someone and fall madly in love, which is really, like, that one there specifically is very chauvinistic, so it's okay if you want to get rid of that one completely. But this is not just a Hallmark trope I'm about to mention. This is all of film ever until the end of time. You can go back to the beginning of talkies, and every movie does this, especially comedies or late movies, and it's this. If a microphone shows up and is going to be used in a film, Mike's got his microphone, this will inevitably happen every single time. That is, of course, the feedback alert, or hot mic we got.
Hot mic. Good
The
God.
likelihood of that, the likelihood of that actually happening is so, with one microphone, is so minuscule. Here's the thing. It's going to show up a lot in this episode because it showed up a lot this weekend. So just a little spoiler for you.
Man. So the one thing that I was like, come on, was when the carriage ride showed up, I literally said out loud, come on. Like it was.
No, the assistant set it up. Come on.
I know, but like, come on.
It got deeper and deeper though, Kristin, because did the assistant put the book in there? Because that part wasn't referenced, was it?
How did okay, so the person that
Yes.
Sorry, for some reason something's happening to my computer right now. I don't want to be there. We go. The person driving seemed to be, but I don't want to make assumptions, female identifying. Yes. And then at one point he's like, what's the odds of the guy riding this carriage? And I was like,
yes,
you have misgendered someone, sir.
I got that too. And I actually just assumed that they didn't film the part of getting in the carriage until later. And when they did, it was like, she was, again, I'll say they, because I don't know what that person's gender, how they identified, but that person smiled very much at them, and I believe even had a line, like a very quick, like, hello sort of line, and I was like, oh, that is a relative of someone. Because at first, I actually thought it was someone, like we were getting one of the cameos. But yeah, it was a person who, again, in my status quo trained eye of, needing to readjust, that person did look like they were female to me.
When he said, when they were taking the selfies, he was like, you're actually a person I want to take a selfie with. Yeah. It triggered me. And I realized, did any of the stars on Saturday actually want to take pictures with me?
Only the ones who liked them when you posted them on Instagram and retweeted them.
So it's only Tyler Hines. Andrew Walker didn't. He was like, I'm too shocked. I'm shocked by what you did.
Manhandled him. He has PTSD for this now. He is not doing anymore. Remember when Kristin saw the last? Yeah.
Yes, Mike.
Kevin
yes.
And Kristin, you spent a lot of time on the carriage driver.
Yes.
We talked about the two leads. We are missing probably my favorite performance of this entire film, and that is Silent Robert Leaf. Everybody, how great was this guy? I actually tweeted about that. My gosh, one of the best voiceless performances of all time. No,
it was brilliant. What did it say? It's not Charles Dickens. It said like mime something Dickens when he was at
the board.
Yeah, like it said. Yeah. Oh my God. No, sorry, not on the board. When they were out at like the park or whatever doing the events. He had like, it said like mime Dickens or something because he was miming Charles Dickens.
If you look at that board, though, his name is written really big. I don't know if he wrote it. And then Cassie Pruitt's is very small. Very.
Ray Mueller! Exclamation point.
Oh man. So I thought they had good chemistry.
I did too.
The two. And there was a moment where they hugged and she rubbed her hand in his hair, and I was like,
yeah, it was nice. I do too. That's his nondescript hat. I love pointing those out in movies because we have no logo on there. This is a behind the scenes shot, but it's
not. That's him hiding his celebrityism.
No, I know it is. It is, but like this picture is actually behind the scenes. That's why they're looking directly down the lens of the camera. Chris,
Kevin and I almost just got into a fight.
Yeah, we don't have. I have to send all the Street Fighter stuff to Mike if you and I are going to do our fights because I don't edit this the same way. Mike, get ready with this because I do want to talk about this. I know we're going a little bit long on this movie, Shock of Shocks.
We'll cut it down for Godwink, everybody. Spoiler alert.
Yeah. I oftentimes will talk about, and I mislabel it, calling it the multiverse of Hallmark, but the reality is it's just the universe, you know? And it's one of the things that I am literally putting myself out there to Hallmark. Disney has Kevin Feige, or more to the point, Marvel has Kevin Feige. You're talking about billions and billions and billions of dollars. I know of a Kevin Reagan. Kevin Feige, everyone pronounces his name wrong. Kevin Reagan, everyone pronounces my last name wrong. I will come and I will be that person for you because there was a huge missed opportunity right here. This was not the person that should have been interviewing Jack Dorsey. The persons that should have interviewed Jack Dorsey are these two right here because we've already established within the world of Hallmark that that's what they do. They're a morning show and they would do, it doesn't have to be Cleveland, they could be anywhere. And this is the sort of things that the fan base, think about Tyler Hines bringing out a cup of coffee. Think about Andrew Walker coming into a restaurant for his reservation. Think about Paul Campbell adopting a dog, never saying a word. People lose their freaking minds. And like, it costs you so little. I mean, obviously it's easier, like we see Alison Sweeney there, it's very easy to get her because I think she did like 9 films this year with guest appearances and whatnot. I don't think Mark Lucas is doing anything with Hallmark this year. That's fine. But that idea of getting their same characters over, again, these fans would lose their minds. So I'm just throwing it out there. That one you get for free. Everything from here on out.
I love that you say these fans when like
I mean us.
I would have lost my mind.
Yeah.
Well, then we're going to get
immediately. Yeah.
Well, we're going to get to Sister Swap, and I'll share my opinions on that. But they're sort of attempted to do something along those lines. Deck the Halls 2 is coming out this week, and so we're starting to get sequels, I guess. Or not starting to get, but there are these sequels.
It's not Deck the Halls 2, it's Christmas House.
Christmas House 2, Deck These Halls.
I get it, but Deck the Halls was with Matthew Broderick and Kristen's classmate, Danny DeVito.
It's my second
Kristen
weekend,
did go to school with Danny DeVito. That is a true
You're bullying our stage manager.
I know, that's what you do.
Speaking of stage manager, let's cut to Scrooge, everybody.
There he is. He's dead. This is the end of Scrooge when he died, remember?
Okay, I'm not going to lie, because our Christmas journey set up a real production and then gave us 2 seconds. We got multiple scenes of a play that we didn't even really actually need to see because we know it, but we saw it. And he looks like Jim Carrey from Lemony Snicket playing Scrooge.
Yeah, it does kind of, or like Jim Carrey in Robert Zemeckis' like weird animated one. Yeah, he looks like Jim Carrey playing Scrooge. Yeah.
Oh my God! But I loved the world of this. He's an actor, so that's hard. I think for an actor to play an actor. Yeah. Who is a certain type of actor but doesn't want to be that type of actor. So then when you have to do like when they were like rehearsing the scene where he had to be good.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a lot of pressure of like, okay, wait.
Yeah.
I don't know. That might be too many levels of acting for me to handle.
Well, especially because he also had to play the scene that was him being bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he had to equally and the scene that I found the most like interesting, and was the one where she was directing him like solo on stage, and he had like the speech to the thing, because that really, he had again like, and he did a okay job, but that's so hard to transition from like, oh, I'm doing this bad, now I'm getting this direction, and I'm taking your direction in this fake world of acting and being good. But anyway, I mean, ultimately, I thought the production was pretty good, and I think someone tweeted like, I want a whole movie of this, right? Was that?
Yeah. I'd watch the whole thing. Everyone else seemed really good in it.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that she called out action at one point, and I was like, this is theater. Film and theater are different, but regardless, it's totally cool.
Whatever. I would give this one a nice.
Me too. I would watch it again, too. It was enjoyable.
Bing! Excellent.
Then we moved on to another film. This one, A Royal Queen's Christmas. Royal Queen's Christmas. That's not how you say it. Christmas was
Queen's
on...
Quisquis.
It's Quisquis. Was on Saturday, December 11th at 8 p.m. We had Megan Park as Dee Dee. We had Julian Morris as Colin with no surname. And this is a story about a prince who finds his way to Queens during Christmas when a local woman enlists his help with a children's Christmas show.
Cute.
If you are watching this Remark for the very first time, not this particular one, but any Remark, I use Hallmark's descriptions, and sometimes that's all you get. And you're like, that's barely what that movie was about. I completely agree, but that's what you get. This one had another trope, Chris, that I've grown to love.
Uh-oh.
A little something called smashed pastries.
Yeah!
There they are! There's a disclaimer. That is not the smashed pastries from the movie. Could not find those. But smashed pastries,
Well, they
nonetheless.
weren't that smashed, the ones in the movie.
No, it's a quick
That was
part.
one of my like, like what? What do you call it, Kristen? You said like, what the, or whatever. Like they were like,
I just
oh,
said, come
God,
on!
you ruined everything. And then all it was that like chef in back of house to like taste it. That was silly. That was silly. But it got to the meat. Got to the meat.
Yeah. Who cares if they're jostled? If that's, I didn't realize it was for a taste test. I thought it was. And then when he goes, oh yes, I'll order like 40 boxes or something. I was like, wait, that's what it just was.
It was. That's all it was. I'm tired of people smashing into each other and ruining pastries.
I love it. We haven't had one in a bit. It's been a while, but still.
Okay. So there was something in this film that Kevin and I are familiar with, but Mike, are you familiar with the world of royal families in the Hallmark universe coming from lands that don't exist?
I've seen Frozen. I get it. Yeah.
Wait, Arundel's not real?
I'm sorry, Kevin. I'm sorry. Yeah, that, and then I meant to talk to you about this, so I'm glad you brought it up, Krista, because that, I have not seen another royal Hallmark or holiday movie, but just...
How? How's that possible?
Because
You've
I've been
already
watching for
seen...
2 weekends.
I know, but you've seen 7 movies, and like half of them should be royal movies.
Totally, but I think there's so many other movies. Oh my gosh, like the Princess Diaries. They're like, like every plot where there's a royal that's trying to escape from like their like Coming to America. This reminded me of a lot.
Yeah,
which was also an odd comparison, but all the typical things happen. You know what I mean? They pretend not to be a royal. They like fall in love with a girl that's local. The parents come unexpectedly. Like so many fun things. But
the delightful thing about this royal family is that you can retire whenever you want.
Yeah, that was
you don't
like
you got things to do. Hang it up.
And then like in actuality, the son didn't need to take it over because then they were like, well, my cousin Jerry's really wanted to do it.
Well, but there's still one rule. You can retire whenever you want. It could be the son, it could be Jerry, but you better be married.
Better be married.
Yeah, we don't have time for any singles on the throne.
I have a big crush on Julian Morris, who played this. So I used to watch the television program Once, and he played Prince Philip on that show. And that is also where I realized and discovered the hotness of Sebastian Stan, who played the Mad Hatter, and another dude who played Hook. Like they had the hottest dudes on that show playing these fairy tale characters. They understand female kink. Like they get it.
Can I ask, did they ever have a hot fella by the name of Whitby by chance?
No, but Whitby is the winner of this movie.
Well, Kristen,
so good.
He is the winner of this movie. As a matter of fact, I wonder, Mike, if we were to cast Kristen Finger, who would she play?
All right, everyone, it's time for Who? to you, Kevin and Kristin.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
I hired a chorus to help me with that.
Thank you.
They didn't show up because they didn't have a piano player.
This is a tough one. I'd say bring up the picture. It would be.
It's
Whitney! I mean, that's it.
Okay, half of my live tweets that night were about Whitby. Like, no joke. I was like,
Yeah.
what a great character. There was the one night where he's on the phone and he has some room service lift up like this fancy dish, and it's like a giant cheeseburger. And I was like, Whitby, I love you so much. And then when he made the pun joke about the like article where he's like, they made a joke about him being an heir, but it was Christmas was in the hair.
That was great.
It was funnier in print. Like, it was so funny.
When he came running in and he's like, she's downstairs. He's like, no, Dee Dee. And he goes, well, I'm not talking about your mother. And I was like, Whitby, good Lord. This was one of the first movies I've seen, not just this weekend, but maybe ever in the history of Hallmark. I don't think there was any dead person alert. There were no dead people alert.
No. Everybody has parents. Everybody, everybody was
for
accounted for.
Yeah.
However, there was, at the tree lighting ceremony, Chris, I just want to say, there was, when Mickey made an announcement, there was this alert.
Oh, was there? Oh, sorry. Set that up again. Here it is. Yep.
Hot Mike. Hot Mike. Hot Mike. That's the new one. It'll happen more. It'll happen more.
Okay. So this is fun. Fun fact about Kristin and fun fact about Mike. We have both lived or live in Astoria, Queens.
Yeah.
So I have met this mother at the laundromat, at my local grocery store. That's one thing that actually I was like, well done all, is that accent that they had going. Because it wasn't, I didn't feel like any of them were too strong with it. It just, was slightly natural. It was a little forced maybe in moments, but I do wonder, at someone else live tweeted, because when Whitby needed to get to Queens and couldn't get a car, they're like, take the subway. And I was like, but where's he? How does he know? Is he going to have to get on the bus too? Like, I didn't know. Is he going to Forest Hills? Like, where's he going?
He'll take a scooter. He'll take a scooter.
Oh my God.
Now, Kristin, I'm going to pause your reaction here for a second.
Please.
Because as someone who often sees their city, New York, portrayed in many films, and it's often like, oh, there's no way they would have got from there to there in that point.
Yeah.
He was on the east side, I think sort of in like the Plaza Hotel area. They didn't say the Plaza, but I think that's where he was.
Yeah, they called it the Grand.
Supposed to be saying he could totally have taken a scooter across the Queensboro Bridge and gotten probably to Queens. It would have taken him a very long time, but it was not the wrong bridge. So good job.
Not the wrong bridge.
Good job, Royal Queens Christmas.
Yeah.
My two queens over here, can I ask this question? Where is Forest Hills in connection to Queens?
It's like south of City Field and Flushing, so it's far out there. I mean, if you went directly east from like where that hotel was,
The reason I ask this is they're oftentimes attributed to Queens, but there is a New York band which features Dee Dee and Mickey and Angie and Sophia, if I'm not mistaken, Mike. The Ramones is who I'm speaking of.
Right.
Oh, that's not their names. But did you, anybody else, like when her name was Dee Dee, her dad was Mickey, Sophie and Angie were her mom and as soon as they started doing it, I was like, is this the Ramones? Like, if they started playing like Beat on the Brat, I would have lost my mind. It would have been the happiest I'd ever been.
But yeah, when I tweeted about him riding across the Queensboro Bridge on the scooter, all I thought of was, because the Queensboro Bridge, my dad is the worst driver ever. So whenever he would come to see me do stand-up or whatever in New York, they would drive me home afterwards. One time he was tired of waiting in traffic. He turned on top of the sidewalk and then ended up in the ambulance lane on the Queensboro Bridge. And my dad was like, why doesn't anybody ride over here? And I was like, and it's so narrow. Like, it's so narrow. So anyway, we didn't die. We lived, and there was no ambulance behind us. Thank God. But all I pictured was Colin St. Bernard on this scooter, like in the ambulance lane.
That's hilarious. Somebody died.
Somebody died. I give this one also a thumbs up. I liked it. I thought it was a hoot.
It was one I was most afraid of, I think, and maybe it was the accents being so heavy in the previews, but I thoroughly enjoyed it, man. I thought it was great. In fact,
look how cute they look.
I know.
Dude, they were a great couple. I really liked them. They connected very quickly. I liked too with her accent specifically. I don't know if this actor, I would believe she was either putting it on or thickening it up, if you will. But it reminded me of The Hunt for Red October, where they do the push-in, where they're speaking Russian in the sub, and they do the push-in on the lips. I think it might be Sean Connery. And then they pull back out, and then everyone's speaking English. Because she had a heavy accent, and then one scene, her accent slowly went away, and it only would come back at times, like heavy at times where she was excited. Otherwise, it made it very clear, but everybody who came in would speak with a very heavy accent. I was like, I don't know if that was deliberate, but I liked it.
I hope it was deliberate, or not just like she forgotten how to do the accent every time. But because that is I didn't like it up front, but then I learned to like it because I thought she was doing the same thing, Kevin. And that is something that happens specifically in Queens, and then even out more in Long Island, is people have this thick accent if they were just from there, like the parents, they live there all their lives. When they go away, they like kind of lose it, and then it comes back when they're like in with family again. And that happens not just in New York, that happens in every part of the country in the world, you know. So yeah, she was doing this fun, I think, sort of thing whenever she was with her family. It got a little more New York, you know what I mean, because the family, because she was picking it back up. But whenever she was just like with him, she became a little bit more proper is the wrong word, but you know what I mean, a little more like, you know, of that.
I think she even made fun of her mom in that one moment where she was like, my darling daughter, because then her mom picked. I thought that was actually kind of sweet, because it's like she's been in the army forever. I'm sure she did lose this thickness to it, so that's kind of cool. And the nice thing is he's really British.
Yeah, nice. That is nice.
That was my thought. I'm giving it a good 2 as well. I think I even like this a little better than Dickens. I don't know. They were different and equal to me. This one really got pushed over the edge by Rob Thomas's participation. Let's be honest.
Yeah, the guy was in it a lot, and
Can we talk about the fact that I'm Rob Thomas and I refuse to use a lav mic? This isn't the picture, but him on the thing had like a microphone, and he was like casually laying in this chair, and I was like,
made no sense.
Someone just put a lav on him. Why will he not stop using a handheld?
And you could tell that he was also the sound was coming out of a speaker. The sound engineer must have been like, "What are you talking about, Rob? We're not live on stage. We're recording."
He's like, "I need this. I need this."
Weird.
It's a good song though, fun Christmas song. But I really doubt highly that Rob Thomas wrote that song because he loves Hallmark movies.
I know, he kept saying that, but I was like, I don't think so, Rob. But then we moved on to the 10 o'clock hour, the witching hour for people who go to bed 2 hours early. We had Godwink, Miracle of Love, which I gotta tell you, sounds like a movie.
There you go. Sorry.
I said Godwink.
Oh God! Wait, no, it's not that fast of a transition.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
Here it is. No, move on.
Maybe it pops up more. I don't know. Who knows? This was Catherine Barrell playing Joy. Alberto Frezza, I believe is how you say his name, was Eric. And I'm going to put him in the credits. Yeah, these are odd cutoffs. Oh, I did send you the wrong dimension.
I left these in here perfectly like this because Kevin sent me some vertical. But
I am so glad. I'm actually really glad that you went to the guy one because it was just right on her chest, and I was like, "What did you guys do?"
The funny thing is, right now, Chris, you moved back. The way it looks on my screen, it looks like this dude. You got to turn your I'm having a great time, guys. I know it's not the same.
If it makes you feel any better, the audience at home is seeing them in full.
Very good.
This I wanted to post though. It's Nelson Wong.
We need a Nelson Wong alert.
Yeah, Chris and I love. Look, Daniel Bacon and Nelson Wong. Put them in films, good things happen.
Oh, see,
Nelson
I didn't know
Wong,
this was a regular. I didn't realize.
Oh
this
yeah,
was a regular.
absolutely.
Okay.
He played the character of Angelo, which does spell out angel. Oh, I didn't watch this film, guys. You'll have to tell me if that is accurate, but I will say this part. Brought together by community service, Eric and Joy find new purpose at Christmas as they help a family rebuild their home. Coincidences and a medical miracle lead them to believe in destiny. These are allegedly based on true stories.
No, they show the couple at the end. It's completely true.
They do. They
Oh,
do.
yeah.
The thing that I'd like to say is that as much as I love Nelson Wong, his choice to play a cult leader in this movie was a bit much for me because this
100%.
clearly was a cult.
Wait, let's hear the sound.
Oh, is it a cult? Yep, it is.
God gets the points on this one. So I do have questions. I didn't see it. Would you guys? Was there a hot mic in this by any chance?
I don't think so. Was there?
I don't think so. I don't think anyone made an announcement.
That's a bummer.
No,
it's
he
a bummer.
just creepily came up behind people and was like, "Oh, hey!" Like
Always, always.
Yeah.
Nelson Wong, oh my God. Like, for some reason, he was always there, Kevin.
I love it.
Even the candles, which should be like, if you are a practicing Christian, like a nice ceremonial moment of Advent, felt super weird and creepy. Like it was very like pagan ritually. You know what I mean? Like, again, no offense to any pagans out there, but it just felt very like, oh, like this candle symbolizes like you need to murder someone tonight, or like you don't make. You're like, what? Like, oh my God.
Hold on, this sounds like a great movie, and I should have watched it.
Oh, I forgot, Kevin, you didn't see this. All right, so this is my first Godwink experience.
Mike, could you please?
Sorry, this is my first Godwink experience. There it is. And I actually thought they did, and I was expecting it to be even heavier just in terms of religion, and I think it was actually just a nice, clean story. My problem with it was like it felt like any sort of generic plot line of like Grey's Anatomy or like 911 or because of the like doctor and like tragedy situation and around the holidays and a miracle happens. That happens on so many TV shows everywhere. So I don't know why this was special. I don't know why he got rolled over by an entire truck when it was just the parking brake was off and it was stopped. It would have just like hit him. I think.
Unbelievable.
And so the whole thing and the cult stuff was just too much for me. I just kept giggling every time. So it just felt very like silly.
It was very silly, and it was also like awkward to watch Joy be really into this dude when she was clearly still dating another dude who was like really nice and took care of her dad while she was at medical school. And I'm like, because usually the other guy is not a nice person.
Yeah.
The other guy was a really nice person who loved the crap out of her, wanted to buy a house and fix it up with her. And she's like jonesing on this new dude.
It felt very like excusey, like oh, it's okay if you like cheat on your significant other as long as like you get up, you know what I mean? Which was a little, I don't know. But the actors themselves were fine. Like they were fine. Yeah, everything was fine. It just again, it felt like a regular TV show episode that could have been 47 minutes, not 90 minutes.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna give this one a thumbs down.
Yeah, I didn't enjoy it.
Sorry.
I'm here.
Sometimes.
I did. Yeah, for sure.
What are those? What are those papers in the poster? Is that her like? Oh, they're like Christmas things. I don't know what those are.
I think that. Who cares?
That's directions on how a microphone works, which is why you had no mic feedback in this one. So kudos to them. Then we finished off the weekend on Sunday night and also finished off the sequel to Sister Swap, a city something or other.
A Christmas in the city. Christmas.
The city one. The
yep.
one in the
if you
city.
say so. With this one, it features mostly Ashley Williams, some Kimberly Williams Paisley, Keith Robinson, and a lot more Kevin Nealon, which I gotta tell you, pretty happy about that. So here it is once again. They wrote a novel for this movie. Hold on, let's do one of these real fast. And
gulp.
Here, while you're doing that, we do know though that Kevin Nealon is, of course, he's dead. Uncle Dave, everybody, look out for dead
Uncle Dave.
Forget Uncle Dave. In these interconnected movies, Jennifer and Meg Swift are sisters who couldn't be closer despite living hours apart. Jennifer is in Salt Lake City running a successful restaurant she started with her late husband and raising her teenage son Simon. Meg stayed in their hometown of Hazelwood, helping their parents run a local bakery. This Christmas is the family's first since the passing of Uncle Dave, who owned the town's beloved theater. Wait, I want to double check this. Is this the exact same as last week? I think it is. So the gist of it is Meg sticks around in Hazel, or doesn't stick around in Hazelwood. She sticks around in Salt Lake City
Salt Lake
to
City.
help with the restaurant. So that is our movie. That is what we have to work with here. I just want to say right off the top, Mark Declan, who plays Eric in the first one, is seen once slightly out of focus in this entire movie in the background. That's it.
I don't think that was even him.
It might not have been him, unless they thought to shoot it on that moment, because it was definitely Kimberly Williams Paisley.
Yeah.
So, but really weird. Keith Robinson was in the first one a bunch, but in this one, Mark Declan not in a scene.
Mark was like,
the
too
weirdest.
much.
I actually thought that was the weirdest thing.
Yeah.
I'd like to just quickly say, colored, like, not a bad job, Sister Swap 2. I thought it was actually going to be very, like, repetitive of the first one. Like, what else could they really show us? And I actually, with the different storylines with the daughter and the patron at the restaurant and everything, I actually thought they did her relationship with the manager and, you know, all the gay couple, which I thought was super sweet. Like, I actually thought they did a really nice job. I just thought the ending, like, didn't, like, nail it. Like, they didn't nail the ending. I was hoping for a nicer crossover with all the couples there, and to not have Mark Declan was like so weirdly like obvious.
Never shows up.
Yeah, at the end I was like, oh, it would have been cute. I mean, come on, this is Hallmark, you know what I mean? It's the holiday. Everybody's there, all the couples are there. We all sing, you know, Merry Christmas and we go home. So anyway, that was the weirdest part.
I could have Kevin Feige'd that for him, but again, hire me, Hallmark. We'll take care of that business. I found this movie to be incredibly. It was moving way too fast in the beginning, way too fast. With stuff from the previous one and just the movements and stuff. And I was like, what happens if you did not watch the last movie? Like, what, you know, again, Hallmark does this weird ass thing where you can't watch their movies if you don't DVR them, if you don't think ahead, because the way they repeat stuff, you can't pull it on demand. You can do it if you have different apps like Mike's been doing. Mike, do you pay for that app?
Friendly, I think I did at some point.
Yeah. So you know, I mean, like, you have to pay extra money in to do this. And if you miss that because of a family emergency or just, you know, life, then do you even watch the second one? And I'm very curious. The ratings won't come out until tomorrow night, but I'm very curious to see what the ratings on the second one are.
Yeah.
I personally think it was a failure the way they did it. That said, I thought this was a stronger story once they got past that speed.
Me too.
Yeah, absolutely. I also literally Ashley Williams has the best smile in all of Hollywood. Like, oh my God. I can't even handle it. Like, I don't even know. I can't even, like, my face doesn't do that. Like when a little kid draws a smile,
that's it.
Like, they base it off of that.
Yep.
And it's so beautiful. So whenever, I think that's what I love about watching her in movies is that, like, she's like the romantic lead.
Yeah.
But she's not doing it in a way that's like, I'm a lady and I'm this. She's just like so playful with the other male lead. And it's like this genuine, really fun getting to know each other to watch. And it's not awkward ever.
I think that is way more sexy than if she is the, like, without a doubt.
I think the best choice they made direction wise and also these actors was when she was being kind of like her talkity self up front, and she was both self-referential about it, and they allowed Keith Robinson to not just be like completely enamored off the start. He even was just like, what? Like, you know what I mean? He was very distracted by her. He kept like being like, stop, like, this is too much. So it was kind of like a natural sort of falling in love that didn't happen super early, and they acknowledged like, oh, she's a little bit annoying, like, you know what I mean? That's her style, but look what like the happiness she brings or whatever. You know?
I will say he felt like he fell in love with her the second she mentioned Chervil. That he had a look. Yeah, he had a look, and I was like, oh, he already is in love with her. But you're right, like, he was annoyed by things, but not in like persnickety. You know, he was. It was a fun dynamic. That said, I wanted a little bit more from him for the character, not the actor, but the character, because I felt like they kept writing him into this corner. And when he finally finds out that she's going to France, and it was so out of left field the way they played it, I was just like, yeah, I mean, I guess he would be upset because he's clearly falling in love with her, but there was just some barrier I felt that was in place.
I think they did. They wrote that in there that he wasn't very open to her, and she was so open in conversations. He started opening up a bit more about, you know, how much he really cared about these food drives and
Right.
really that's the kind of work he wanted to do. But yeah, I think they could have given his character a bit more. Now, the interesting thing I looked up, because I don't recognize Keith Robinson from other Hallmark stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's done other stuff, but he is a singer.
Oh.
And I was very surprised. He has like Christmas songs.
Oh, how about that?
Why did we not use, we didn't have a Keith Robinson song.
Well, especially since we got the
So-
beautiful Prince singing the whole time, or not singing, but playing the keys the whole time.
Playing the piano, yeah. I was like, oh, missed opportunity, Hallmark. Like when you hire these multi-threat, what is that?
Triple threat?
Triple threat actors.
Maybe
like,
multi. Maybe
let them do it
5%.
all, man. Let 'em- I mean, they get
Dancer, you know?
they let Luke McFarlane play the cello and everything he does. You might as well.
That's how you hurt his leg. That's why he was using the leg. Yeah, I mean, again, I liked it. I did like that Meg was mirroring Uncle Dave a ton. I felt because that was missing in the first one, even Uncle Dave
Yes.
being in it.
Yeah.
But the fact that he was goofy and weird and she was goofy and weird, and I
Yes.
really wish maybe they had done this storyline first and then the other one, because
Yeah.
it kind of would have pulled a little more of Uncle Dave.
I think I would have cared about the movie theater more.
Yeah, probably.
I think, yeah, they did a bad job, you said, of the execution, Kevin. I think the idea was great, and there were individual moments in both that were fun. But how about I'm very excited this week because there is a multiverse movie coming out that will come out on Thursday night that I can't wait to see all the characters coming back. But how about the end of this? It was a to be continued, right? There was like to be continued, or like this isn't the end, and I can't remember.
Right.
And I wish I could do it. So like clearly they're gonna bring these characters back.
Absolutely.
Well, yeah, it was the end of the beginning or something like that. Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. They'll let Ashley Williams, because she's just like a princess of Hallmark, do whatever she wants. So hopefully they do. They just keep doing this with their sister, which is very sweet.
Yeah. This was kind of in a weird way. You know, we had talked last year about help me out, Evergreen, and my thoughts that Evergreen should actually be a series, not a movie. That they should do a 1 hour episode on. Now they've changed their whole scheduling system, but they do a 1 hour episode a week from Thanksgiving until New Year's, and it allows you 5 hours to tell a story. And because there's so many characters, I still think that's what they need to do. And again, Kevin Reagan Feige is willing to jump on that grenade. But I will tell you, in the land of Evergreen, there may be a food bank with Marianne, and there will certainly be a microphone for Marianne to make some announcements, and you might get one of these.
Yeah, that's it's a
Hot mic. Sorry, hot mic. We had a hot mic.
I give this a thumbs up. I could watch Ashley do anything.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a thumbs up to this individual movie for its surprise. I'm gonna give like a thumbs like 75% for the combo like sister swap.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah,
Absolutely agreed. Yep.
Yeah, we have notes on that if you want to talk to us about it.
Hey, Kevin and Chris, we have exactly 5 minutes left to do one of our favorite segments. Are we ready for it?
Yes.
We can do it. Let's do it.
Let's do it. It's time once again, the Remark fans, for Hallmark Holiday Hunts. Objectification. I took a different
Wow.
note. I took a different note.
Beautiful.
I think we can get through this pretty quickly.
I do too.
I mean, so we started with a Dickens holiday. Of course, that's Christopher Paloha. And Kevin, what do you give our this character?
I like him. I give him a 7.
Great. Mike, what do you give him?
I thought his playing of like the actor in the action movies like bumped him up for me and made him kind of fun and charming. So I'm gonna go with an 8 for Mr. Paloha.
Nice. I'm giving him a 7 as well, because I do find him very attractive. I like how tall he is. But I liked him. He's not Heinz level, right? So 7.
You're coming off a tough weekend to rate.
It was a hard weekend to just, it's hard.
All right, gentleman number 2.
Then we move on.
Kevin, this is not my favorite picture of this gentleman.
I know. I was trying for dimensions. Oh, Chris, deal with it.
Yeah.
Kevin.
Yeah.
Well, if you can find something real
Let's
fast,
go
you
back
can
to
hold
the.
it up.
Let's go back to this.
That's better. That's better.
He's in the t-shirt. He's in the jean jacket.
It might have affected my number actually. Now that I think about it. Kristen, you sung the glories of Julian Morris. So what do you give our man here?
I'm giving him an 8.5, because first of all, I thanked wardrobe numerous times when live tweeting, because we've got this jacket tight t-shirt combo. We had a dark turtleneck tight combo. I really could care less of him in his Prince outfit. I prefer, but there is one moment where A, the director, and B, the wardrobe people were like, this guy's got a nice ass. Let's just really sort of hone in on it. And like, he's up on the stage and she's down here and it's just his ass. So well done. I give it you know what? What did I give him? 8.5? I'm giving his ass another 0.5. So he gets a 9.
Whoa. Nice,
got that.
Nice.
Bonus man.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a little higher than Christopher, and give this gentleman the accent did it, his outfits did it, Kristen, his piano playing skills, which I love looking for the let's see if it's his hands. I think those are his hands, so he's going 8.3, 8.3.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually gonna raise mine up because of the piano playing and the S. Why not? I'll do them both. Also, he carried around a little ornament in his pocket, and I'm sure that he would tell pianist jokes. I said pianist. I'm gonna give the guy an 8. I'm gonna give him a solid 8.
Solid 8. Next up. Oh, let me look who this is.
Alberto Frieza.
Yeah.
I looked this fella up in like other context. He's so much hotter in other things.
Yeah.
So that's confusing for me. I like to try and just do this character. I thought he was a little homely. I thought he was a little like little mealy of a character. But like add the looks in. I'll give him a 6.5. I'll give him a 6.5.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go one less on that. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. I'm gonna go with a 6, but I never saw the movie. I'm just going off the 6.
Get out of here. You don't get it wrong. I agree with you. Completely, Kristen. Sorry, I'm stumbling there. A little kind of blah, but I think it was this movie's fault, not his fault.
Yeah, not his fault.
Tough. I'm gonna give his character a 6, but I'm gonna give him, because he was very cute. We were again live tweeting for the first time this week. He was like, "Oh man, they did such a beautiful job with this, right? Like, hey, here's me with like the actor behind stage."
Yeah.
I feel bad. I feel like he knows maybe he was in a bad movie and was trying so hard to promote it. So I'm gonna give his like just holiday spirit a big 10. A big 10 for this.
Oh, a big 10 for holiday spirit.
Come on.
That's nice.
That's a Godwink number right there. And finally, we have from Sister Swap Part 16, Keith Robinson. Listen, here's why I used this photo. The photos that Hallmark had were not real good, and I figured, well, here he is out in the world, in the wild, as Chris would say.
In the wild.
So I did like the snow. I did watch as it was snowing on them, and it never landed. Now this one is landed, but it would never land on here, Ashley Williams, and I was like, it's not snowing because it's not landing.
No.
Because of that, because of the lack of snow landing, and I just wanted more charisma out of this character. I'm going to stick with my 6.5 on this one. He's going to get a 6.5.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to go in the same sort of boat, because they didn't write him to be attractively charming enough.
Yeah.
It was like pulling. Yeah. So I didn't hate him. I think he's a swell looking fella. I will admit, I'm not a fan of just a goatee. You need a beard with it, like my two friends here. Well done, gentlemen. Just the goatee. I think it's because my dad has one and it throws me off. It throws me off. Just that.
Understood.
So I'm going to give him a 5.5. 5.5.
Bad points.
Yeah, I will go, because I'll do the objectification, and then for some reason I'm a sucker and get swayed by some other thing. So I'm gonna go higher than Frieza's score, because I like this movie better. So, and this like sort of plot line better. So, but still kind of on the lower end for me. I'm gonna go 7, which is low for me. But higher than the 6. Higher than the.
Again, this is not the person. This is the character. We don't judge the actors. So just it's hard to give.
Except for Ryan Pavey. Hit the cue music.
This was another edition of Hallmark Character Holiday Hums. Just the character objectification, not the actor, just the character issue.
I don't want to believe it,
Yeah.
This weekend coming up is the last weekend.
I can't.
Oh,
I can't.
Yep. Countdown to Christmas ends this weekend. Friday night we have Sugar Plum Twist. Saturday night we have 2 movies. We have Christmas House 2, which I'm very excited for. I'm hoping that it's not as much love story and more the brothers, because that is...
They are hilarious on Instagram. They are posting the best promo stuff about each other.
Nice.
Mike, your homework is to watch the first Christmas House, because
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, if for no other reason, the creepy magician might show up. And that means something, man.
All right.
And then we have Christmas for Keeps on Saturday at 10 o'clock. And then no poster, so I just grabbed a still from the movie. 'Tis the Season to Be Merry ends it all on Sunday. But you know what won't end all on Sunday would be Hawkeye on Disney Plus. That'll end in 2 weeks. Every Wednesday you can watch on Disney Plus Hawkeye. You can watch that too if you want. The Mayor from Dickens, Dickens of a Holiday. We'll remark on it. Chris, Mike, and I will watch Hallmark or Hawkeye. God, that is more difficult.
It's hard. It's hard.
It's hard.
And we will comment. We've been doing it all season, so you can go back and watch those episodes. You can like and subscribe to our YouTube page. We would love it if you would do that. You can also email us at remarktheshow@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. You should do that because there's a lot of interactive activity with Tyler Hines now. So Remark the Show on those. And at Twitter, you can just simply do Remark Show.
I'm so mad at you for not making it Remark the Show.
I don't know why I did that.
Our branding is...
No, sorry. Someone else did that. That's it.
That's it. We did it. We did it. Nothing. Let's not even promote anything. Let's just promote
Kindness.
the holidays.
Promote Tyler Hines.
Promote Tyler Hines to be on our show.
Tyler Hines.
Tag him and let him know.
There's got to be a holiday movie where someone just thinks about someone and they appear, right? Let's all.
Oh, I thought you were choke holding. I thought you were doing the Darth Vader.
I'm using the Force. I'm using the Force, but also the holiday spirit, the Godwink, the hang the ornament on the tree and close your eyes and make a wish. Whatever powers are out there to get Tyler Hines, we want you.
We want
Tyler
you.
Hines is sick.
Been a long, exhausting day. Your troubles just won't go away. One thing that gets you through these is watching cheesy holiday movies. You think that you're above them, but you know that you love them. So get ready to listen. Now here comes Kevin and Kristin. Oh yeah.
And Mike.
And Tyler Hines. Bye.